Oh, Google Translate. Okay.
Yeah, but it was also a problem when I first went into voice acting school.
Oh my gosh, this has never happened before.
What's up?
Is there something wrong with our...
That's the click. I think it's overheating. I think the fan might be jammed or something. I don't know, it should last the episode. We'll be able to keep doing it. Sorry about that.
But yeah, when the voice acting school that I went to, for you to get in, there was a written test as well, which I didn't know.
Oh,
yeah. And
what's on this written test?
like, it's to see if you know basic Japanese, you know,
Oh,
because there's a lot of people who want to be voice actors, but they're like, we need you to have like basic language skills. I couldn't read a single thing.
Just sweating.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no. So I took out a red pen and I wrote, "I'm sorry, I'm from America."
Such a power move.
And I circled it really big.
I can't imagine that went well.
But like right after that, there was also like an acting test too. So the pronunciation was like okay. So like even if I couldn't read or write, it's like I could like speak. Well, so...
Yo, that just sounds like every exam experience I've had. I'm just like, I can't do this section, but I'm going to try and ace this section. Hopefully this section carries me for the section that I suck at.
Yeah.
How many schools did you go to? Because I actually did a video filming at one of the schools, and it was one of the most embarrassing experiences of my life, because I had to see...
Yeah.
How many schools did you go to? Because I actually did a video filming at one of the schools, and it was one of the most embarrassing experiences of my life, because I had to voice act in Japanese in front of people who were doing this seriously.
Yeah.
They were all there. They were all very kind about it. And they all came basically just to film this video that I was making.
Yeah.
I felt so bad they had to sit there and listen to me just butcher the language. But like there was like one thing I found really interesting is that it wasn't like it's not just one voice acting school. There's like you'd have to work your way up the different tiers of voice acting schools.
Yeah.
Right.
And the one that I filmed at was like an agency would select you to join it, and you were in like kind of like the upper echelon of the like trainees wanting to get into voice acting.
It's like a weird like caste
It's
system.
so
Yeah,
it's the most
there's like I was put in the
Japanese
beginner
anime.
class.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Because I had no acting skills,
right.
but also my Japanese sucked. So I had every reason to be in the beginner class.
Do a lot of people progress? That's one thing that I didn't really get to ask them or learn about. So I didn't know the rate of like progression, the rate of people who would drop out. Be stuck.
I mean, I know by the time I was only there at that school for like 6 months because I got into this group that I'm in in like 6 months. So, but by those like months, already half the class was basically gone. You know?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of dropouts or a lot of people that just...
Yeah, a lot of people dropped out.
I imagine it's just expensive as well, right?
Yeah, it's really expensive. But like the one that I went to was like one of the cheaper ones, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was put in the beginner class. But on day one, there was a girl that was fluent in French. I was like, damn, I was gonna pull my English card. Like this is how I was gonna get into this agency. But this girl who knows perfect Japanese, she's so pretty, she has a beautiful voice, and she speaks perfect French.
What an asshole.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't do this right now.
Pretty people be like, I see this as a negative.
But this is the beginner class, and I'm like, if I can't be the first in this beginner's class, like there's no way I'm gonna get into the agency.
So
and
animated. You're like, I gotta be the best in the beginner class.
Yeah, and it's like if I can't be like the best here, like even if some miracle happens and I get into an agency, there's no way I can compete against my seniors who are already so good at it. So then I started going to a different like school who taught you privately.
Yeah.
Right.
And the principal at that teacher was the one who actually introduced me to Nana Indonesia, like the audition.
Okay.
So he also thought this group was a voice acting group.
Nobody had a clue.
Nobody had a
Are you sure
clue.
they just didn't pivot like, they were like everyone is just really good at dancing and pretty. Maybe we should just pivot.
Yeah. No, the dancing part. Oh my God, the audition process was so stressful because for Nana Indonesia,
Did you ever dance before?
I did competitive figure skating. But
Oh, okay.
Wait.
That's a whole other can of worms. You just opened up.
Ice rinks in LA?
but figure skating and just ballet and there's like slow movement dance things. It's just so different from idol dancing.
Yeah.
So, but like when I first got the call back to be in the third stage of this audition, it was 2 days before the third stage, and they were like, you need to memorize this dance, like this so-and-so group's dance. But they didn't have like a video sent to me.
Okay.
So they were like, just look for it online.
So they gave you a transcript, you're like...
Yeah. So I
So the right leg goes up, left slide.
Here's the source. Look it up.
Yeah, but like they gave me the title, so I looked it up. There's only, how they're really strict with copyright stuff?
Yeah.
So I see the music video, but first of all, it's the short version. Second of all, it's a music video, so there's barely any dancing. Like it's like lip sync of these pretty girls. I'm like, what do you want me to learn? Yeah. So I went to the audition not knowing any of the choreography.
Yeah.
Right.
And the girl that sat next to me, luckily she's my future member as well.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Do you want to go practice the dance in the hallway?" I was like,
So yes, please.
"Yeah,
Yes.
yeah." But I didn't want to be like, because I don't know the choreography, because I don't want to, seem like.
in front.
So I'll let you take the lead.
I was literally like, "How about we watch each other dance and like give each other like constructive criticism? You go first." And so she would dance in front of me, and I'm like, "How about you?"
No
do
way
like,
that worked.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But she was like, but she knew that I was from America,
Yeah.
and my cousin was a dancer, so I borrowed her clothes. So I looked like a dancer. I looked like I knew what I was talking about. So I was like, you should do the movements really slowly because dance is just a lot of poses put together.
Right.
So you should just like do it more slowly. Here, I'll do it with you. So she's like, doing it really slowly,
like doing it
walking
slowly.
me through the steps.
Can I film it? Can I just film it? Can I replay it?
You just like violently stare, just trying to remember everything. It's like, do that part again, just one more time, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So but then once I mememorized it, I'm like, I think we're good. We should go back. We're good.
That's crazy. Downloaded.
then-
I will now ace this exam.
And that worked? You
And then it was, the time for the dance audition.
Yeah.
All these like different groups. We were put in different groups, and while we were dancing, I saw that one of the judges had a video camera going around filming us. It was obvious he wasn't filming us dancing. It was like our face.
Right.
So I was like, they don't care about the dance.
That's
It's about the charisma. And while we were dancing, I saw that one of the judges had a video camera going around filming us. It was obvious he wasn't filming us dancing. It was like our face.
Right.
So I was like, they don't care about the dance.
That's
It's about the charisma. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to wink at the judges.
Oh shit! Player.
So yeah, everybody else is like dancing really seriously. And I just learned dance, so halfway through I
I'm
forget
not
it.
one in this space on dance.
Yeah, so I don't have any like dance.
Just film me up here. Just don't film any of my body because I'm not moving at all.
don't know what I'm doing
I don't know
here.
what I'm doing.
It sounds like an entire anime arc.
Yeah.
This literally sounds like the Naruto test they did, where like the actual test
tuning
was,
exam?
Yeah, the tuning
Yeah.
exam. Like, the dancing was the red herring. They didn't care about the dance,
Yeah.
Dude, the plot armor kicked in for you, bro. Like, that's crazy.
I watched enough anime to know.
Yeah. It's like, I know your scheme.
That's
crazy.
So
which-
it somehow worked.
At which point did you find out that you were auditioning for an idol group?
Well, once I got in, and yeah, once I got in.
When people who like enter like Squid Game and stuff, you're like, man, they just had no idea. It sounds so much more believable now. People will just audition for shit they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They don't know. Yeah, like once I got in and they started caring about my weight and stuff, I was
Oh.
like, why would you care about my weight?
Wait, how does that conversation go? Are they like, hey, what is that? Is that like a granola bar? How many carbs?
At first, so everybody, like majority of the members were teenagers, so
Right.
my parents had to come in for a meeting before signing the contract.
wow.
And right then and there, they told me, they're like, you should probably lose like 10 kilograms.
Jeez.
Yeah. But the thing was, I wrote on my resume. Oh, should I stop talking?
Yeah, it's very loud.
Oh, so many distractions.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
I gotta be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I lied on my resume saying like I was 10 kilograms lighter. Yeah.
Do you feel that they were just arbitrarily picking a number that they were like, this is thin? Like, but like,
Yeah,
like,
because like
Yeah.
it's really different, like muscle mass and everything. So they're
Yeah.
like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I would go up. to
I'll
my-
have you know my BMI is perfectly normal,
I
actually.
do, I do
Yeah.
like that throughout this entire thing, you've been like pushing back in your own way against every single like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like almost unnecessarily stereotypical thing they've been asking for. You're
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that.
You've somehow successfully Uno reverse card every
No,
conversation
yeah,
you've had.
yeah.
So you lied and it worked?
Yeah, it worked. I mean, I guess it didn't work because they told me to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it worked during the resume part. But like,
Okay,
I guess
okay,
they were
right.
like, you're lying, kind of thing. But yeah,
Did you lose 10?
no.
Okay. Did they care?
Well, the thing was that meeting was during winter, and I was wearing like my mom's coat that was this big.
Like, they can
okay,
tell
okay.
anything.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah.
So during the summer, the next summer, like I have like a fairly skinny waist because with like figure skating and everything.
Yeah.
So like I got a lot of fat on my face. So like during the summer, I would wear like a really tight clothes and be like, since last winter, I lost 10 kilograms. I just took the coat off. And
Damn, she did it.
Oh my god. Sorry. I don't know why. This is the first time it's ever happened.
Do you think it's overheating?
Yeah, it's most definitely.
Do we have a fan in the office?
It has a fan built in. I don't know why it's not.
Okay.
Can we get some? Do you have any ice or cold stuff that we can put it on?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Sorry about that. This has never happened before.
It's
Of course,
okay.
the one day we're almost crossed.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you got in, lost. Okay.
So
Yeah.
how did they explain to you that you were going to be part of an idol group? Was that part of the conversation when the contracts were being signed?
They never really like explained it. It was more like the more interviews you do with like all these magazines and the way the staff members would explain to you how you should explain the group. They always use the word like idol group, and I'm like, where's the voice acting part of it?
It kind of sounds to
Yeah.
me like they didn't really say anything until you got on stage. You kind of realize what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
Is this like a new concept as well, like idols for voice actors? Is this like a first of its kind, or?
I mean, there was like, of course, Love Live and Idol to
Yeah.
and stuff, but I think it was the first time Akimoto Yasui-san, a producer for a lot of idol groups.
The godfather of
Yeah,
idols.
Okay.
it was the first time he produced an idol group, like voice actor and idol group. So I think that's why the idol part is really strong.
He's the guy who created like AKB48. Yeah, so he's
yeah.
considered like the godfather of the idol world. Yeah, basically.
Right.
So
Okay.
What was the first gig you had when you like? Was it like it must have been a shock, just the first time actually having to do idol stuff?
It was just a lot of dance lessons. Like it was like 2 days of dance lessons and like 2 hours of voice acting lessons. And I'm like,
Okay,
oh,
that
the
makes
ratio
sense.
seems a bit off.
He's going, oh,
Did
God.
you strap ice onto it?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Oh no, that sucks.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Do you want to show like we swap so that like when that switches off since it's overheating?
I mean, it's still gonna look weird.
okay.
We
Okay.
can just make a note of it that we just keep turning it on. I think.
Your first concert. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So what was that like?
our first concert, oh gosh, I feel really bad for saying this. Like, we had a meeting with our boss, and our boss was like, "You're always gonna remember your first concert because like this is a life-changing experience."
That sounds really threatening.
No, but it was,
You'll remember this.
but it's like it's gonna be such a magical moment in your
Sure,
life.
sure.
I was so nervous. I don't remember a single thing. So every single time, like every anniversary that our group has, we always have this interview where it's like, you like look back at your past. asked me like, what do you remember, at your first concert? And I'm like, I don't remember a single thing. So I was so nervous.
I just spawned, bro. Like, I don't remember anything.
Yeah. But our first live, I actually sprained my ankle.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh
during,
my god.
it was like an open rehearsal where people could watch. On the first number, I fell.
Oh
and
shit.
sprained my ankle.
Oh my god.
So that part I remember, but everything else I don't.
Wait, so how many did you have to continue with the rest of the rehearsal? Or?
Yeah, I didn't even know how bad it was sprained, but
Yeah.
like the next day I went to the doctors and they gave me crutches and I'm like, oh, so it's bad,
shit.
bad.
Oh my god.
God
But
damn.
the adrenaline and everything got
Yeah,
me
yeah,
going. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Like damaging it more.
Yeah.
Like snap it.
But my it was my left leg, but it was already kind of screwed up with figure skating for so long.
Yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to get into. Like, how did you get into the figure skating thing?
Figure skating, there was this Japanese drama called Praido with
Yeah.
there was a hockey drama called Praido, and my dad was so into it.
Right.
And he was like, do you want to go figure skating tomorrow? Like the next day he saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went, and apparently I was really good. Like I got scouted by the coach.
Oh. Yeah. Continue with the rest of the rehearsal?
Yeah, I didn't even know how bad it was sprained,
Yeah.
but like the next day I went to the doctors and they gave me crutches and I'm like, oh, so it's bad,
shit.
bad.
Oh my god.
God
But
damn.
the adrenaline and everything got
Yeah,
me
yeah,
going. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Like damaging it more.
Yeah.
Like snap it.
But my it was my left leg, but it was already kind of screwed up with figure skating for so long.
Yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to get into. Like, how did you get into the figure skating thing?
Figure skating, there was this Japanese drama called Praido with
Okay.
yeah, there was